welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movies and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And happy Wednesday.
That is correct.
Yeah. My brain's a little scrambled because we were scrambling earlier to get a self-tape out. So it's been a bit of a day, but thanks to this one, who I'm always like, one more take.
One more time.
One more take.
One more time before we do it again.
5 hours later. One more take. I think I can do that different. Yeah. Give
but
casting
you did an amazing
50
job,
million choices and then only send one take because that's all they want. Anyways, you guys, welcome to our show. We have a lot to talk about today, such as the Obi-Wan cast being revealed.
We're also going to be talking about Adam Wingard going to direct Thundercats for Warner Brothers.
Much Studios Hollywood officially reopening this month.
And Invincibles on Amazon Prime and why we love it.
We love it so much and so much more. But before we go ahead and jump into the topics, we just want to say thank you all so much for being here. We love seeing you guys here every Wednesday, every Saturday when we stream to our movie bunch. We love you so much. I see Vanja's very nice compliment. Vanja says, Wendy's super pretty today. This is called how much makeup Wendy can put on her face
Wendy
for self-tape.
Always looks super pretty.
I want to go for just like, this is why, by the way, some days we don't tape anything. We don't live stream or anything like that. Like specifically Sundays, because I don't want to always wear makeup. But there's a lot of makeup here. And also good lighting.
And I also feel bad sometimes because like you'll put on makeup, you'll do like either a shoot or something, and then like you'll take a shower, and then we're like, oh, we should stream something. And you're like,
no,
oh, fine, and she goes back in and puts it on and I'm just like, man, I'm so glad I don't have to.
Yeah,
I don't have to do anything like that.
I mean, honestly,
I have that natural look going on.
I mean, Dustin's skin's actually pretty good.
What?
Yeah. He doesn't even use skincare.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, nah. Okay, but anyways, we're here to talk about movies, not my skincare routine.
So yeah, lots to dive in today. But as always, before we dive into the topics, we sort of always catch you guys up on what is on our channel. So as you saw, we uploaded a couple of trailer reactions yesterday. One for The Bad Batch that is coming to Disney Plus on May the 4th. May the force be with you. So excited for that. Also, if you haven't watched it, by the way, go ahead and watch it. If you have watched it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up on the channel and also on the video, and also in the comments, or you can do this in chat. Let us know who your favorite member of the Bad Batch is. We said this in the video. And I know it's kind of hard to pick. I feel like throughout the series as we watch it, I'm going to shift back and forth. Like right now it's Wrecker, but then I'm sure like episode 2 is Hunter, episode 3 is going to be Echo.
It's going to be
Echo
whoever they focus on. And I like Echo too, because we have a little bit more of his story and his evolution going from a clone, just a basic clone trooper, everyone thinking he was dead during the Clone Wars cartoon.
That's a major
and
PTSD.
Then, oh my gosh, yeah, having all of that cybernetics put into him.
Yeah. And of course Crosshair. I always feel like I have sort of a special place in my heart for rangers or rogue of that type, who deals,
the sniper.
Yeah, just because they're always fun to play in games, whether it's like a D&D game or in a video game. So I'm always a little partial to that. I want to see if anybody's saying anything. See, Crafter writes, Crosshair is my favorite, because I always like the quiet sniper type.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like that's going to go well this time around. I definitely want to see like a Fennec and Crosshair team up, or them trying to snipe each other and just completely unsuccessful.
That's probably exactly something that's going to happen, is that there's going to be like a little moment to where they're like, hey, you see that target? Got it. Oh yeah, you see that one that's further away? Got it. Yeah. And then it's going to be like trying to one up each other, it's kind of a thing. Legolas and Gimli, and like one of them is going to be sighting in a target, and then you're going to see in their sights that someone else hits them, and he goes, that one was mine.
That one still counts as one.
Still only counts as one.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah, Debbie saying Hunter for now. Yes, and sniper duels are always fun. We also have, what else did we put? Oh, yeah, Shadow and Bone. The official trailer is out. Yeah. So we did a reaction for that. I have downloaded the Shadow and Bone audiobook. So that's I'm going to start that probably later tonight. I've got a bunch of stuff happening later for a few hours. Which I guess kind of leads me to say, well, before I say that, I will say look forward to our Godzilla versus Kong non-spoiler review that is coming. We're going to film it today and upload it today, so you can go ahead and grab that. And then the spoiler one is going to go up on Patreon later this week, like probably the weekend,
Yeah,
because we want to make sure everybody's had
once
a
people
chance
have
to
a
see
little
it.
bit better chance to be able to watch it.
And plus, we want to rewatch on HBO Max.
Yeah, we did go to see it in the
drive-in.
a drive-in, which was cool. I mean, if you guys saw us on Instagram, they gave us this huge bag of popcorn.
Which
It's
we
supposed to be
still-
Kong,
we
we still
still
haven't
have
eaten
it.
all of. And it was a cool experience. They really did a great job on hyping it up. However, we did have a little problem with our sound. So I kind of want to be able to see exactly what I missed.
It's weird because you could hear, even though we had it up pretty loud on the car's radio, I could still, like with my ear that was closer to the passenger window, I could hear kind of an echoing of sound of the other cars playing their sound. And everybody's windows was up. They were very much like, like if you're going to be out of the car, you wear a mask, doesn't matter where you're going. You can't hang out at other cars. There's no sitting outside of your car. Windows should be up and all this and that, like lights off. So they were definitely pretty strict with the procedure, which I appreciate. But also we got parked and we didn't really have a say in any of this. It's just kind of, so I'm glad we actually showed up when we did.
Yeah.
Is we weren't as close to the screen as I would have liked to kind of get that really, like, drive-in big screen experience. So while it was so much fun going and kind of driving through the experience and photo ops and snackies and things like that, I would have loved to be a little bit closer to the screen. So we're definitely going to watch it one more time at home on HBO Max before we do our spoiler review, just so we can kind of revisit some of the parts that we felt that we wanted to revisit. Okay. And then what else do we have? Oh yeah. So a lot of the times Dustin and I talk about in the evenings when we're like off work, which is really like
when
we
we're
don't
not doing
really
content, making content.
I mean, we don't really have like set hours because sometimes trailers drop at weird hours of the day, and you just have to be like, well, we got time to do it, so let's do it.
Do it now.
Yeah, but oftentimes a couple of days during the week we play Dungeons and Dragons or we play Pathfinder, which is a kind of like another dice adventuring tabletop game. So today later on Twitch, not on my Twitch channel, I should have put it down, but on my friend's Twitch channel, we are going to be streaming our first D&D game. Well, my first D&D game with them. This one is called Bedlam and Discord Odd Jobs. So I will link that throughout the show, maybe when Dustin's talking out, so I'm not like so distracted. I'll put the link for Twitch in the comments or in the chat, so you guys can come and watch me play a different character. She's cool. She's a dwarven barbarian. That's all I can say for now, because I want to save the surprise and all that other stuff for her character, what she sounds like.
It's funny because none of you guys have actually seen this side of Wendy, but when we play games a lot, whether it's games like World of Warcraft or even like Left 4 Dead, or sometimes when we play some tabletop role-playing games, Wendy loves to play the tank.
But always, even in World of Warcraft,
because I really want to. I'm just going to be sitting down on my computer just watching her while she's live streaming and just seeing Wendy just being this beefy tank, just boom, 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 smash,
smash,
Wendy smash.
I solve problems with my sword. That's always the mentality though when I play even like the MMORPG stuff. I just felt that while spellcasters are fun, you're so squishy that being killed quickly bothers me because I have to run back.
Yeah.
You have to respawn and run back, and it's really annoying. And you just feel you're like, stupid. Should have moved away, and then So, but as a tank, you have all those hit points, so you can just you can literally be a tank and watch your spellcaster kind of back you up and support and decimate.
You're like, I get to have all the fun. You guys give me the support.
So I'm just going there swords. Anyway, so that'll be at I think 6 p.m. PT on Twitch. So I'll put that link later. Vanja, tank is her spirit animal. I mean, 100%. 100%. Navi's hair is everywhere.
I know, it's weird.
She doesn't even really shed, but I guess that means we should bathe her.
Yeah.
Should we go ahead and talk about our first topic?
Yeah, let's dive right on in to our we just got a super chat.
Oh, right. Who is it from?
It is from Chris.
Chris's choice.
Woo!
He's back. Hi, Chris. We miss you. I feel like our spider bot battle will be coming very, very soon.
It is inevitable.
So
it is inevitable.
I'll reach out and I'll message you in a little bit. After maybe tomorrow, because I got 50 million things to do today. But I love this question. Chris writes. Oh wait, I gotta put it up.
Nope.
Here we go. Chris writes, what is your favorite Disney parade? Mine is and always will be the Main Street Electrical Parade.
I would go out of my way to go to Disneyland on days that they had the Main Street Electrical Parade. I mean, it was, I remember that when I was wee little. And
that's what they do.
I was, it's a staple. It's one of those things that I will always love. And for some reason, no other parade that I've seen at Disneyland was able to capture the same kind of magic and just utter joy that you get when you hear that music. You see those little
little globes,
the little globes that go around. I mean, and it's been a while. I feel so bad because I want to see it again. And it's like one of those things that we have to wait for them to. I don't think they're ever going to bring it, but I think it's at Florida, isn't it? In Florida
because they have to ship the floats and all that stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it was at Walt Disney World because I lived in Florida then, and I remember being young, so like the fear of clowns was already in me. And at the glow, so they changed this now. At the glows in the beginning when they come and they drive through and then they have like characters on top. Now it's I think Goofy and another character who I can't think of. It's not Mickey because
probably Goofy and Donald.
Donald's too short to go on that. No, his little legs.
Maybe,
I don't know. But it's I think I want to say it's like one of the OG fives. So what do you call it? Before that, because now it's characters. Before that, they had like sort of not Harley Quinn gesture type. It was more clowny.
Yeah, they were a little bit.
But they were like, had the masquerade mask, and then they would do this creepy laughter that they took out of the track, I think. But I didn't like it. Like my aunt was so excited because this is one of her favorite parades, and she was so excited to show it to me. And then I was like, I don't like that one. She's like, what? It's fake. It's a character. I don't like it. Luckily, it was at the beginning of the parade, and I didn't, And then by the time Cinderella's pumpkin carriage came around, she was all like lit up, her dress was all lit up. I was over the clowns and like in love with the parade, but I don't want to say the same thing as everybody else, so I will say
but that is like the undisputed champion.
I know
it really is.
I know. Okay, it's not a California, it's not an Anaheim Park parade, but this was back when it was called MGM Studios. They had a parade that went on for years, and it was the Aladdin parade. Now it's called the Hollywood Studios, and back then it was MGM Studios, which is what I still call it till this day, even though it's super inaccurate. But because I loved Aladdin so much that no matter how old I got, if the parade was happening, I was gonna go and stand and watch, and I was gonna wave at Aladdin and Jasmine until I got their attention.
Also, side note, does Chris say Disneyland?
He said
no,
Disney
Parade. So technically, Wendy and I also saw one of the Tokyo Disney Christmas parades.
Well,
which was also pretty impressive, I have to admit.
Yeah.
When we saw it, just the vibrancy and the colors that they used, and the floats looked amazing. So I mean, the electrical parade will always be near and dear to my heart, and always kind of be like my favorite. I don't think there's going to be any parade that's ever able to take that away. Even though, what is it? They did a new one. I remember. Oh, God, what was the one?
Paint the Night.
Yeah, it was like Paint the Night. I know the one right after the electrical parade was abysmal. I think it was. It ran for like a few months, and that's it.
I want to say it was a nighttime specific one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I want to say, and I'm not sure. So Chris, correct me if this is so wrong, but I want to say what I heard about it was I think if you are talking about the Paint the Night parade, it was inspired by the one that Tokyo did.
Yeah.
By a different name. I don't think they called it Paint the Night.
And they had that all of
one
those...
was but the Tokyo one was real good, as they do everything in that park is so it's my favorite Disney park, and I'm so sad that it's so far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't love it. Like I like the technology of it, and I thought it was like the niche and everything was really cute. I'm gonna sneeze because there's something in my nose.
But what are some of your guys' favorite parades that have popped out?
My allergies are so bad.
aw.
Spring is here, guys.
Springtime for Wendy's.
Yeah,
Allergies.
and allergies. But yeah, that and I will say another one. It's not a parade, but the Halloween fireworks spectacular.
Oh, that is a real.
Oh.
Yeah, the fireworks.
Before they made it a paid only event. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that fireworks
they
show
knew
was
it,
amazing.
They knew it was good. People like me would pay for it. Okay. I'm seeing one thing in the comment, and then we will go into our first topic. So, but by the way, thank you so much, Chris, for
Thank
your
you so
super
much.
chat. We miss
Appreciate
you. This one's from MK, writes, Netflix nears $400 million deal for Knives Out 2 and 3, Daniel Craig and director Ryan Johnson reprising.
That sounds amazing.
Easy money. Take my money. Take it all.
Well, even Netflix is already taking our money. So
I mean, but why okay, I should probably read it in the Discord here, but I'm curious as to why it's going to Netflix. Did I miss something? And why is not going to main theater? Like, it would make so much money in the theaters.
well, did the first one make that much money in the theaters? I mean, it was good. I liked the first one. I really didn't expect it to be as comedic as I thought as it ended up being.
So good. I think I saw it at TIFF.
But I loved it. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, the 2 sequels to the 2019 hit Whodunit, Knives Out with Ryan Johnson directing. I mean, if Daniel Craig doesn't come back.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like, it would be kind of like changing Sherlock Holmes in mid movie kind of a thing.
I'm just surprised that it's going to Netflix and not another like a major theater release, and unless I'm reading something, unless I'm not reading something in the
that is interesting.
Article here. Interesting.
And plus everything seems to be going to HBO now.
I mean, I just like, why doesn't it go to theater?
Maybe it was just the fact that Netflix is like,
who
hey,
wouldn't want?
Hey, let's get
maybe
the
deal is really, really good.
Yeah. And they were kind of like, yeah, we'll take that deal.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm gonna see if MK says anything. Okay, so the box office for the first Knives Out is over $311 million.
Not bad.
It's a lot of numbers.
Not bad.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, we're super excited. Regardless of where it's going to show, we're going to go ahead and watch it and make sure we support it, because I love the writing. I thought the writing was fantastic. I love all the characters. Please have Jamie Curtis come back. Please have Toni Collette
I hope they bring everyone back.
But how are they going to do another whodunit with the same family?
True. Well, it could. Oh yeah, I guess it would have to be a completely different.
But there needs to be cameos by like all the characters. Like, I need Toni Collette. I need Martha. I need everybody to come back. I need Chris Evans and his cozy sweater to come back.
Jail,
okay, his maybe he can go in jail and he's like learning how to knit, or they can't knit in prison because that's.
Oh yeah, maybe
he can crochet like his own, like, cable crocheted sweater. All right. So moving on to our first topic for the day. This is under news flash, and we wanted to talk about this in the last live stream, but we ran out of time, so we didn't get to it. But PlayStation is producing a movie based on Ghost of Tsushima, which is a very popular video game with director Chad Stahelski. I hope I'm saying that right. And you know him from John Wick. So the game has sold over 6.5 million copies since its debut in July 2020. And quote, we're excited to be partnering with Chad and 8711 Entertainment to bring their vision of Jin's story to the big screen. We love working with creative partners like Chad, who have a passion for our games, ensuring we can create rich adaptations that will excite our fans and new audiences, said. This is Assad, Kizilbash, who is the head of PlayStation Productions. So what I'm really excited for this is that Chad knows how to film action sequences.
He does. He does a really good job on all of those John Wick movies.
Yeah, and the fact that they were working with 8711, like, that is huge. So this is the one video game adaptation where I'm looking and I'm going, yeah. I'm not even remotely worried about it. As long as they keep the core storyline so that it'll make people who are the fans of the game really really happy to see it come to life. I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Well,
worried about the
and also
stunts.
I went through and watched some of the gameplay on this. I have not officially played this game yet, but from what I have seen, this looked like a perfect kind of movie, a perfect game to transition into a movie. It has that it's kind of like, what is it, like a Witcher kind of gameplay, to where it's over
Ooh.
the shoulder, and it looks like it's your kind of choose your own path kind of adventure, which
Mm-hmm.
open world, which looks amazing. And then to take that a samurai movie that's directed by the guy who does John Wick.
Yeah.
I mean, that just sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Action packed. It sounds like it's going to be lots of fun. And the story just seems so deep. I can't wait to actually dive more into it
Yeah.
and actually get more of the lore.
Mm-hmm.
So once we're probably done with this live stream, I'm going to look up and be like, what's the lore? What's the story? Because I mean, I would love to see more samurai movies out there.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think to solve your problem is we just have to get a PS5.
Yeah,
So you can just play it.
which is a miracle in itself. It being able, I mean, what is it? They just did a restock like a few days ago,
And
and they were
sold out
gone in like
17
minutes.
Yep,
And
yep,
I'm like,
yep, yep.
yeah, we ain't gonna get one on this round.
Yeah. Speaking of adaptations, we have a super chat from Marvin Martin. Hey, thank
Hey,
you
how's
so
it
much.
going?
How are you?
Thank you.
Marvin writes, thoughts on adapting Horizon Zero Dawn one day. I am not familiar with this. I'm going to just do a quick Google. But if you guys have any thoughts on an adaptation for that, go ahead and put that in the chat right now.
And honestly,
Horizon
there
Zero
is
Dawn.
so much
No.
good material out there.
Yes.
That I'm sure, I mean, especially if it's something that you're passionate about, I would be so excited to see. What is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember.
Yep. All we
It
needed
took
to
me
do was see the picture. Yeah.
and also to be
2017
able
game.
to flush out like a mythical world of
Yes.
Horizon, you
Yeah.
know, and it just looks like to be able to build these different worlds.
Yes. One of the things, I mean, I would love to see this for an adaptation for Horizon Zero Dawn, but one of the things that I worry about with video game adaptations, and that's why I think Ghost of Tsushima could work, because it's got that samurai feel to it. So it's a little bit more real than as opposed to Horizon Zero Dawn or other games that are a little bit more fantasy realm, like Warcraft and things like that. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's harder because it's already so fantastical. So like,
Yeah,
you're going to have a lot more CGI and special effects and visual effects involved. And sometimes it just doesn't blend quite well. It doesn't translate quite well, but I love to see them try. That's for sure.
yeah. You know what? Go ahead and try it out. You know, who knows? You might hit it out of the park, and people will be like, "Yeah, we now have a new cinematic universe to be able to play in."
Yeah,
the more the merrier.
And Adam also says that. And by the way, Marvin, thank you for your super chat.
Thank you so much.
Adam writes, "It's a miracle I got my PS5 a few weeks ago, but the good news is you can get Ghost of Tsushima on PS4. Oh, and you automatically own the PS5 version."
Ooh, nice.
We'll let you in on a little surprise. We actually don't have a PS4. We have a PS3, which we've been running on, and now I think they made an announcement. It's
pretty much dead.
It's time to upgrade, and instead of just like going out and buying a PS4, because why would you do that when you have the PS5? We're just going to be a little patient and wait for the PS5 to become available again, so we can maybe this year.
We had also made the assumption that we would have been able to have gotten a PS5, you know, about a year ago. Kind of a thing. We were expecting to be able to like, oh, you know, we don't need to go out and get a PS4. We'll just, the PS5 is going to come out soon, and we're going to be able to grab one. And sure enough,
problem. It'll be so easy.
No, did not happen.
But yeah, now we just have to be patient. I know a couple of our movie bunch have gotten their hands on the PS5, you lucky ducks. So enjoy it for us, and hopefully
soon we'll be able to join you on some games.
Yeah, hopefully soon. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into our is that one of the topics? It is, but I think it's not the right one. It's not the right one. We're gonna come back right to it. So we all know that with this year, things are starting to reopen. Universal Studios Hollywood, which you're going to get to in 2 seconds, but also LA theaters as well as New York theaters, I believe, all opened like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, or something like that. So, and this is only pertaining to the theaters in LA, but they are going to expand to 50% capacity. So, LA and Orange County specifically, they're moving into California. It's like, so we have different tiers, and we're in, I think, now the orange tier, which is the third step in the state's like reopening plan.
Mhm.
So hitting that tier means that there are like fewer new cases of COVID per daily per 100,000 people, and like the test positive rate is under 5%. So as long as it's there and doesn't increase, then we can be in that orange tier. But I think the second it increases, and then we're going to move back to, which is, I think, the purple. So for what this means for LA movie theaters and Orange County movie theaters is that they're going to be able to increase their indoor capacity from 25% to 50%. And according to, I think this is a Variety article, 25% means about 100 people. 50% means about 200 people. And the change is expected to go into effect on Monday, April 5th. Just personally, I didn't even realize that 25% meant 100 people at its capacity.
Which is,
To me, that's a lot for indoors.
because that would be at 100%, that'd be 400 people. I did not know that most of those theaters could fit 400 people. That's the more, now that you think about it, that makes me like, oh, now I'm a little bit more nervous to go into a theater knowing that the number that they could possibly hold.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my personal opinion and my personal preference is that I still don't feel comfortable, even by April 5th,
Yeah.
that to be in a room full of 200 people, some masked, some unmasked at certain
Because
times.
they would be eating their food, and like you can't
They'd
expect
be
people to. I guess I could accept that. That would be me.
Most people, I don't
But most people
think.
aren't going to do that because it's in like so habitually natural to just munch
Yeah,
throughout
true.
the movies, So I feel like at 50% capacity, if you and I felt comfortable going into a theater, say when we finally both have our vaccines,
I think that's when that's going to
but
be
then
the
we
defining
still do like
line.
a Tuesday early morning matinee as opposed to a 7 p.m., primetime show.
Yeah, true.
So if we were to go, I think just because it has to be based on your own comfort level as well. And obviously, as you guys can tell, we are not super comfortable with that as of right now. I'm just kind of surprised that like when you hear 50% capacity, you're like, well, okay. Like, what is that? I thought 50% could be like 150 people. And then
Yeah.
but you bump that up by 200 total. It's like, whoa. So I don't know. We will see. We will see. But this does mean kind of light at the end of the tunnel, for moving into the orange tier. Like we have not had this in a long time. I'm sure the movie theaters are thrilled. So if you're going to go, do it safely, wash your hands a lot, don't touch your eyes, don't touch your face, and wear your mask if you're not going to eat popcorn.
Get one of those, full on
beekeeper suit.
Beekeeper suits, yeah.
Hazmat suit, go in. Have your popcorn already inside.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, I'm ready. No, nothing can touch me.
That would be kind of funny to kind of go in one of those big dinosaur inflatable costumes that is able to kind of like filter out the air, and you just have your popcorn inside your costume, and you're just like inside eating while watching the movie through your little screen hole.
Exactly. Confused taco rice. People had bad theater etiquette before the pandemic, so I definitely don't feel comfortable right now. Yeah, I agree.
And honestly, that is the wild card, is the fact that you have those. Majority of the people will probably be respectful. Will probably always will take their mask off, munch a little bit, put their mask back on, kind of a thing. But then you have the wild card of people who are just, they don't care.
Yeah.
They only care about their own comfort. So you do have to deal with them. And I don't want to deal with it. So I have gone an entire year not having to deal with those kind of people. And I work in the public sector kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, that year is very rusty and probably not very good at dealing with those people as well as it used to.
Yeah. I mean, I never was great at
it. You were never good at it.
I mean, I just like it, especially in a theater, like when I'm about to pay, when I've paid, my ticket, I've gotten my popcorn and got to my seat, and you're gonna be like that jerk that's going to talk loudly during a film through the entirety of the movie, or be on your phone, or like very visibly recording the screen. Like I've seen this happen 100%. And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, who do you think? And it's like multiple people telling them like, hey, can you stop? Hey, you can only be nice for so long. Like, I don't need to go out and be aggressive and be like, you turn that off right now. Just like yell in their face. Like, there's no need for that. And just, hi, so sorry, excuse me. Like, the light on your phone's really bothering me. Would you mind putting that away? It's a lot of times they'll say, sorry about that. They'll do it. Other times they're like, yeah, whatever. They give you the finger. You're just kind of like, well, okay. So either it's like I can get confrontational, or I can ask managers to get confrontational.
But then you're gonna miss some of the movie, kind of
right.
thing.
So, luckily, it doesn't happen that often, because it's usually now it's like assigned seating. So people, you're paying that extra bit of money to go in. So I think everybody is the same mindset going, let's just enjoy the movie in the dark and don't touch your phone for 2 hours. It's nice to get away from your phone. Speaking of what else is reopening, Universal Studios Hollywood is also reopening. The official date, I don't know if I put it down here. I think I forgot to write it down.
We can finally go back to Harry Potter World.
I know April 16th is when they're reopening. I believe people are being called back for work. I am pretty sure they're still having to operate at a limited capacity. But what's going to be really exciting, it's not just for the employees who get to go back to work, but the ride, The Secret Life of Pets, finally gets its grand opening. It was available last year.
It was just about ready to open and then slammed by the pandemic.
I want to say our friends over at Ordinary Adventures, Peter and Keitra, got to see, I think they got to do like the press day for it. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go and check their YouTube channel or their website to see if they did. But from what I remember, the press email that came through was that this ride, like, you kind of turn into
a pet,
a puppy, and your ride vehicle is a little box because like you're for like adoption, so they find you and you go through. So there's a lot of AR technology.
It's a lot like the Minion ride, probably.
Yeah, but like better.
Oh,
so
cool.
So once we feel safe going back to parks and stuff like that, I really want to go.
That's also got to be weird too, because for a lot of those rides, you have to have those 3D goggles, those 3D glasses on, and a part of me is just kind of like, who else wore these? I have no idea.
They sanitize them real good, though.
I know, but I'm still kind of like,
You're going to bring your own Lysol?
I think I will. I'll bring my own little can of Lysol. Or Wendy takes around her little
my mom bought me a
alcohol.
little spray bottle. She sent it to me like when she sent a bunch of masks and stuff over from Taiwan. And she was like, hey, mix some alcohol in here. And so initially I bought, and I finally found it after like 8 months of searching at the beginning of the pandemic. I think it was like 76 or 80% isopropyl alcohol. So I went to makeup stores. That's where I usually get my like so you can clean your brushes and sanitize your workstation. Like, if you're doing makeup on other people, which I did like a once upon a time freelance. I don't do that anymore. But I was like, okay, well, I want isopropyl alcohol, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I finally found it, and it was buy one get one half off. So I snagged both bottles.
The only two that were left.
The only two that were there were a whole bunch.
Oh, okay.
It was a Target. It was they had like just restocked, so I grabbed the two, and that was like last year, and I still have a whole nother bottle that I haven't even tapped into. But without thinking, I just put straight up the alcohol into my spritz bottle, and I'm like, great, this is my little hand sanitizer. Psst, psst. And you guys know alcohol is extremely drying, and I should have known that, and I didn't think about it. I feel like I watched my hand shrivel and crack when I was like, So I did some research, and you're supposed to put a little bit of like aloe in it, and which I happen to have on hand. So it's like 9 parts alcohol to 1 part aloe vera, and then I add a little like eucalyptus essential oil just so it smells not just like alcohol. Smells nice. Yeah, so you're not like as you're
the lengths that we go to just so we can go out into public and feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, sometimes like we'll come back in and I'll just like spritz. Why not? So anyways, we have a super chat from Ronnie, who's probably been waiting. Like, can you guys get to my super chat? Sorry, Ronnie. And thank you for sending it in. Ronnie writes, hey guys, what do you think of the DCEU having 4 movies next year?
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited for it. Hey, the more the merrier. And you know what? It's the fact also that it's kind of like, we missed some of them. We missed all of our movies from last year, so now we just get to double up on them on the next year once we're
Yeah,
finally able to go into the theaters. And probably in
Gotta book
2022, we are going to spend so much time in the movie theaters.
God, I hope so. I like really wouldn't mind at least like 2 movies a week in the theater.
Oh my
I
gosh,
know it's a lot of money, but
that's when
I
getting that movie
miss it.
pass will be. We will put that
R.I.P.
thing to
Movie
good
Pass.
use. Or what? Or just go with the AMC thing that
Oh
they
yeah, we
have.
have that. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
we got the one,
A-list.
the A-list, but you can bump it up to another one to where you actually get to see a certain amount of movies
I
a
think
week.
that's what we have. I think that's what I paid for.
Oh, well, then we get to do that too.
Yeah. So whatever the top tier was, I knew that we would go to the theaters enough where you get like one premium price ticket for free.
Yeah.
But then you can only book it for yourself, so I couldn't do one. But
And what's also great is the fact that it's not just Marvel. I mean, the Marvel movie. I mean, Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's also, the DC universe. We're going to be getting so many non-DC, non-Marvel comic books coming out, comic book movies coming out, and the more the merrier. I just want to see some of these movies that we have been dying to see. It's like everything is now open, kind of a thing, to do any kind of comic book, to do any kind of storyline. They can now pretty much be like, hey, this really weird, obscure comic book. I remember loving this as a kid. Let's do a movie about it.
Yeah.
And it's completely sellable and completely doable. So the more the merrier, the more movies that come out that are either comic book inspired, and also, I mean, heck, even things coming out to Netflix or Amazon Prime, like Invincible, which is amazing.
Which we're gonna get to at the end.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Stream, and also, Ronnie and Black Adam. I want to see Black Adam so bad. I'm so excited for that movie. I've been wanting to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as a superhero since I saw him in Scorpion King.
It's happening.
Since we saw him in The Mummy.
Oh gosh, I can't. Oh, that's right, because that came before the Scorpion King. Yeah, we are so excited, and it's what a good time to be like a comic book fan.
Yep.
So we embrace it all. We can't wait. Like, I am so stinking excited for the Batman movie with Pattinson. I still go back and watch the trailer every now and again because I'm so excited for it.
JCL. How excited we are to see Michael Keaton come back in The Flash. Yeah. Holy cow! Yeah. Michael Keaton back as Batman. Yes.
That's going to be really, really cool to see. Yeah. So I feel like we're about to get treated to some awesome nerdiness in the theaters, which we can't wait for.
We so need it.
I know. We really, really need it. Speaking of geeking out over really nerdy things, we are so excited for the cast reveal of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that is coming soon to Netflix, and I have a little photo for you guys just in case. Oh, hey, hold on. I got to take this off so it doesn't hide their faces. But look at this cast. Look at how, first of all, look how beautiful everybody is.
I do have to
admit, is that a prerequisite to get into the Obi-Wan Kenobi cast? Is you have to be like a model? You just have to try to look like one of them in order. But I'm so excited. Specifically for Joe and Bonnie's return. Into the Star Wars universe. And we know that this is set for, I believe, 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So I am really excited to see this. And this show is where Obi-Wan will be facing his greatest defeats, the downfall and the corruption of his best friend, of course. And we're talking Anakin here, and the Jedi apprentice, seeing him being turned into Vader. So that's going to be really exciting. This is directed by Deborah Chow, who directed 2 episodes of The Mandalorian in season 1. But so our question for you is, who else do you think everybody else is playing? So we knew about Indira Varma. We knew that she was going to be in the show. We talked about this in a previous live stream, but we weren't sure. We speculated who she could play, but we don't know anything. But another person I'm thinking of is and if you watch The Queen's Gambit, you'll know her as Jolene. Her name, I feel like I'm going to say that incorrectly, Moses Ingram. People are starting to speculate who she's going to play because she put a little tease on her Instagram and she says, I'm playing with lightsabers. I play with lightsabers. Plural lightsabers.
Oh.
So fans are speculating, and I don't know anything, and I'm not getting my hopes up for anything. I just want to try not to speculate and just want to go in and enjoy, these characters as they are revealed to us. But fans are speculating that she could potentially be playing a young Ahsoka.
Well, that kind of makes sense because if they're bringing back Hayden Christensen,
Yes.
I don't think they're going to be putting, really do like bring back Hayden Christensen to just put him in a Darth Vader suit and then dub his voice, kind of a thing. No. I think that would be torturous.
I need some face-to-face time with Obi-Wan.
So that means I think what's going to happen is that they will have some flashbacks back to the Clone Wars with Ahsoka and Hayden in there and kind of explore the live action part of that from the Clone Wars. And that means, they would have a young Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I don't think they will have Fulcrum version Ahsoka pop up
yet.
because that would be...
That's later. 10 years after... Oh, well?
No, 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
But she could be in a flashback.
So that's what I'm saying, is that I think the only Ahsoka we're going to get is a young Ahsoka in a flashback. But or also, kind of like visions, like Obi-Wan is having a dream, or Obi-Wan is... I don't think they will have... Because at this point in time, Ahsoka would be... who's played her in The Mandalorian? I'm sorry.
Names. Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson. Thank you very much. Rosario Dawson very much would fit into this time frame. And it's actually... in a very appropriate time to have Rosario. She might look a little different from what she did in Mandalorian, but not enough to recast it. I also think that all of this Hayden Christensen is all going to just be flashbacks or visions of Hayden Christensen to where he's sitting down and having a conversation, kind of like Ahsoka did in Rebels. She was having a dream with Anakin going, "Why did you leave me?" kind of a thing. It's because of you that I am like this.
Yeah. Kind
of a thing. So it's going to be a struggle between Obi-Wan and his visions of the past.
Yeah. So there's that. But I also kind of thinking about Ahsoka, and when you brought up the Rosario Dawson playing her in The Mandalorian, I haven't read anything about Filoni being involved in any of this. If there's any sort of Star Wars show that's even going to have a cameo with Ahsoka, he's going to be involved in it. There's no way. And I obviously they could be like, not talking about this. They could be kind of like keeping it under wraps because, they don't want to show all their hand before the series even comes out. This is obviously just, us fans being very excited for the show. So we're speculating, but I feel like if indeed Ahsoka is going to, because MK put here that he said that EW's article said that Ingram's role would be very important to the series. But if it's a heavily involving Ahsoka, then Filoni would have a lot to do with it.
Probably. And, he probably, if he did, he might have just a lot of say over what the script is.
And what Ahsoka was saying.
What she's going to say, how she was being used.
I'm saying is...
But she still would be directed by somebody else.
That's correct. But I'm saying that they haven't been reported that he's consulting on parts of the show. And I feel like that news would have maybe made its way out, maybe not. I don't know.
And you're right. If he was, people would have talked about it. It would have gotten out.
It's like his favorite character. There's no way he wouldn't be involved. RDM Collective says Ventress, 3 question marks. So I thought that too, because she did say I play with lightsabers. So that's totally possible. But then I'm looking at her facial structure. But then I'm also looking at is it Simon or Simone? Simone Cassell? Bottom row. Second from the right, her facial structure screams Ventress to me. It's very prominent. She's got that sharp jawbone, that high cheekbone, which honestly Moses also have, and plus you can do different things with makeup. But I feel like she kind of is screaming Ventress vibes to me.
Yeah.
So another possibility for Ingram to play would be like an Inquisitor.
Oh, yeah.
She could have double lightsabers. Why not?
Oh, yeah. Very true.
Yeah. So
there could be a couple Inquisitors that stumble upon Obi-Wan and he has to fight them. And we get a few good lightsaber fights in there.
Oh, I think somebody teased that there's going to be lightsaber heavy stuff.
Oh, cool.
I mean, why wouldn't it be? It's an Obi-Wan series. You're talking about Jedis. Or Jedi. Is Jedi the plural for Jedi?
There are 3 Jedi. No, it's always Jedi.
Okay, so Jedi is.
Yeah, I don't think you would go Jedis.
Or we have a super chat from Marvin Martin.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Marvin writes, the message of Star Wars is that getting married turns you dark, but having kids turn you light. That's messed up.
That is kind of,
Actually, never thought about it until he just said it. Never thought about it that way.
And it was weird. I remember watching a video that was talking about how marriage is forbidden for some Jedi. Kiera the one Jedi that has the really tall head.
Oh, right.
His race is actually going extinct. So the Jedi Order actually gave him permission to be a part of any kind of, I don't want to say like breeding program,
reunion,
but where he is allowed to mate because his race is going extinct. And I found that kind of interesting.
But was he the only person that was like a viable, like there's no other of his kind? I know they're going to be extinct, but there's no other families, peoples to take on
there are, but since it would be kind of
everybody needs to be involved
for what is that called, a group saying, oh, now that you've joined our group, even though your race is going to extinct, you can't procreate. Kind of a thing. So I think the Jedi were kind of like, we'll make an exception for you. You can go out and get your jiggy on.
Well, thanks, Jedi Order, for giving me permission. I've always found that a little like, it's like when things like that happen, I'm like, well, no wonder Ahsoka left.
Yeah.
It's a no wonder. It's like all these rules and things. You can't do this. You can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Also, talking about.
And if everyone knows, it's actually kids that turn you to the dark side.
What? Why do you say that? I don't get it.
Oh, I'm saying as in, I was just saying, he was saying marriage turns you to the dark side, but having kids turn you to the light.
In the story.
And I'm saying like, well, no, kids drive you crazy. They drive you to the dark side.
I gotcha. And then you have to eat cookies.
Sorry, it was a poor attempt at humor.
Or maybe it's just that Wendy's not in tune with her humorous side today, and she's not. Maybe it's more of that. We also have this on our topic today. Adam Wingard to direct Thundercats. Oh! God, I love that so much. So in an interview with Deadline, which was the first outlet to report the news, he made it clear, Adam Wingard, that he is not interested in making a Cats-style live-action version of Thundercats, which is talking about the musical movie Cats. And instead, he wants to take a CGI approach to the visual that would embrace the 80s aesthetic of the original series. Quote, I don't want to reinvent the way they look. I want them to look like Thundercats. Wingard said, I want to do a movie you've never seen before, a hybrid CGI film that has a hyper-real look and somehow bridges the gap between cartoon and CGI. That's the starting point. You've sold me on this with his comment. I love that he embraces that, yes, these are what the Thundercats look like. To turn them into live action, that might give you a little bit of that cat syndrome that you don't, because then you can't take the movie seriously, especially for the fans who love Thundercats. And this is why it kind of goes back to what we're saying about video game adaptations. Same thing for certain animated shows, that it's not impossible, but it can be quite a challenge to adapt it properly, in its truest form, in its best form, into a live action film. So if he wants to try to blend the CGI and like live action like that, could look really cool. I just need Thundercats. Oh, that would be like if I were to audition for Thundercats, I walk in, Thundercats, walk out,
going in like a Chitara kind of an outfit.
She talking about like Chitara and
early crushes.
She definitely was one. When I first saw her, I was like, who is that? Why is she so cool? And also I remember when we watched Wonder Woman and they were talking about doing Cheetah, and we saw how they handled that with Kristen Wiig's transformation. If they went that route, it actually doesn't look bad at all. It didn't give me the Cats movie vibe.
Yeah.
At all. So I feel like that's also workable, the way they did it.
I think they would have to do a little bit. I wasn't too impressed with the way that Kristen Wiig looked.
Okay.
When we actually saw Wonder Woman. So I'm really curious to see how they're able to pull off this gap between, like what he was saying, live action and CGI. to try to find that good overlap, because there's always that uncanny valley that is just so difficult to get past sometimes. But I'm excited because I've been wanting a Thundercats movie ever since
For a
what was
long
it? There was
time.
a fan that made a video that took like Brad Pitt, took Vin Diesel's
Oh
face, and remember
yeah.
all of that CGI he did? And I was like, this looks
Oh
really
yeah.
cool.
I
It really
remember
got me
that.
pumped for this.
Yes.
But it's also really interesting. I mean, it's going to be really difficult on adapting the world that they are in, the
Mhm.
way that they kind of like. I kind of like what they did for the most recent cartoon, not the comedy cartoon that recently came out, but before that, Nickelodeon did a series of Thundercats that I thought
The
was
newer
on,
updated one?
not the newest one, but
Okay.
it only lasted like one season, because they started to go down kind of an alternate path with it, to where they had a little too much side quests, things that didn't actually progress the story.
Mm.
It was not, yeah, not
No,
not
not
the
the not that
not the
one.
Cartoon Network
Hold
one
on.
that
We're gonna
was
find it.
very almost like
This
Steven's.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, like where Lino got has like a more sleek anime style, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of like haircut in that style. It's still red, but I don't know. Like I actually don't remember watching that one.
it started off good. It started off as a very kind of Game of Thrones-ish kind of
Oh,
beginning, to where,
love that.
the whole kingdom got destroyed. His dad died, and Lionel's now the king. But the thing is, he's not really,
Oh,
because there's
right.
no longer a kingdom. But then they started to go down this, telling a whole bunch of episode fillers,
Hmm.
filler episodes, kind of a thing, and you kind of lost track of the true story. And I feel like they had a great opportunity, and it's just the fact that they had the audience, and then they kind of lost them going on into the series. But
Hmm.
trying to build that world, trying to build what exactly, something that is more tangible. Are you going to have it to where in the original cartoon Thundera just completely exploded and these are their last survivors? Are they actually here on Earth? Are they, because they ended up going to like a futuristic Earth that like,
Hmm.
so I'm
Hmm.
just really curious on where are they going to pull inspiration from,
Yep.
and what kind of fantasy world are they going to be building?
Yep.
Because bottom line, you could have amazing CGI and amazing looking characters. If you don't have the story and the character development, then it's going to get lost.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, but based on what the director is saying, I'm liking his intention for the film, his vision for it, that he's trying not to mess with the overall aesthetic and the 80s aesthetic. That's like really important because it's for a lot of us, that's what kind of what we grew up with.
Yeah.
So that's comforting. So we will see as this develops and see, because I've always wanted a Thundercats movie, but then when you get it, I hope I'm not disappointed. Like, oh, should have just stayed with the animated show or something like that, and just
Yeah.
like rebooted it or something. I don't know. But anyways, let us know in the chat if you're watching right now, or if you're watching us afterwards on the rebroadcast, your favorite Thundercats character.
And it's good to hear that,
It's Chitara for me. It's no competition.
that we aren't getting like, what is it, a cat's version of Thundercats,
Lionel comes
with the
out,
cat
memories.
button.
They're Jellicle cats.
Jellicle cats,
Thunderous cats.
thunderous cats.
No, we're
No.
not going down that road. And you guys, to wrap up today's live stream, we wanted to talk to you guys about this show called Invincible, that's premiered already on Amazon Prime Video, and there's a new episode every Friday. And we watched the first 3 episodes, which is available right now if you have Amazon Prime, and we absolutely loves it. This story is based around Mark Grayson, who you see right here in the picture in the yellow, and kind of his coming into his own, getting his own superpowers. And why does he have superpowers? Is because his dad is Omni-Man. And just, I wanted to point out, since I've got this picture up, Omni-Man is voiced by J.K. Simmons, who we also
Amazing
know
voice.
plays J. Jonah Jameson. And I put 2 and 2 together like last night when I was pulling graphics. How much does Omni-Man look like if J. Jonah Jameson were to be a superhero.
If you took Superman and J. Jonah Jameson and kind of smushed them together, you got
Omni-Man.
Omni-Man. And I love it. His voice is amazing. I could listen to J.K. Simmons' voice all day long.
JK needs to do audiobooks. He just, I will buy all of them. I don't care what he's reading. I'll just buy all of them just to listen.
And I have to admit, this story that they're doing is great because it touches on so many superhero themes, but then it goes a step further and just starts to like make little tweaks here and there. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything. I want anyone who goes into this to kind of watch it and go, okay, I know what this is about. And then there's a certain point when things just completely change. And you're like, oh, this took a big twist.
Yes.
And I love the coming of age story. I love the way that they have created this superhero universe and the way they're introducing all of these different characters. And it gives you a hint of the familiar. So it makes it a little bit more tangible. So there's characters that you're like, oh, okay, this character is like such and such, but they are completely different in some other ways. And it's a brilliant way that it is written, formulated, structured, and then it follows that superhero kind of genre story, but then adds in so many new elements that just makes it seem completely fresh.
Yeah, we love, it's funny because I was, got the screener ahead of time weeks ago, and I was reading the description. I was like, okay, this sounds like really interesting. I hadn't read, I believe there's like an omnibus out there for this comic, and I haven't read any of it. Don't know much about it other than what the information that was given to me in the email. So I was like, well, okay, that's something interesting. I was like, Dustin, you want to come and sit down and watch? And we decided to sit down and watch together. And by the end of the episode, I was like, I mean, this is great, but it's seeming like a more coming of age superhero movie, both in superhero and like a normal teenager's life, than what the description was going to give us. And as I was thinking that in my head, we get like that last 10 minutes of the it's like a long mid-credit scene or something like that. And I just went, this is what I was promised. This is it. So for those of you who are interested in watching the show and you have access to Amazon Prime Video, just know that there is like graphic violence. It is animated violence, but it is graphic.
Very graphic.
Like in the vein of maybe like a Van Helsing on Netflix. Like maybe
Castlevania.
I'm sorry, I said the wrong one. Maybe something close to that, or I'm trying to think of like animes that are like quite brutal. If you can imagine in your head, that's it.
Castlevania is a really good comparison on just how graphic it is after this one spot.
Yeah.
So going into it knowing that, but grab some popcorn and just enjoy. It is an amazing story. It's not just coming of age, but it's also just the development of this superhero universe.
Yeah, and the cast is cool too.
Yeah, and the voice, you're right. Yeah, the voices are amazing. And I love all the characters. Great character development.
It's really, really cool. We really enjoy the series. Episode 4 comes out this Friday on Amazon Prime Video. # not sponsored. We just really, really like the show so much. We want people to go ahead and watch the show and tune in so that we could, get, if they plan to do multiple seasons, like we can get more of that if there's more to be told. I think I noticed the super chats come back.
And I just saw it too. If you could do your own unique superhero twist, I love this because I was at first I was kind of like, what? I don't know, but then I was like, ooh.
Okay.
So you first create this world of superheroes, and then you normally have like your supers and you have your normals kind of people.
Okay.
And you first kind of have this dynamic between, you build it up to where it's been like this for generations. There's always kind of been superheroes, some version of superheroes around. Something happens and everyone who doesn't have superpowers gets the superpowers from somebody else. So say for like a normal person gets Superman powers, and then Superman is now no longer a superhero. So all of the people who have kind of been beaten down or bullied by superheroes or saved by superheroes are now the ones with superpowers. And those who were usually the ones that were saving people are now in the situation of the people that they've either harassed or have been or saved.
That's interesting. I like that. That's interesting because then there's people that could be so kind of almost have a lot of disdain for superheroes. Like, you know, like, oh, you think you're superior because you were gifted with these powers and whatever, and they go out and exact revenge maybe,
and then
or
you
bully
have
them a little bit.
How would the
in
world
return.
react if, like,
That's
all of a
good.
sudden all of these superheroes that have dedicated their life to saving the world
Yeah.
are now getting assassinated,
Ooh.
are now getting bullied, are now being, you know, are now 100% helpless.
Yeah.
And are you going to take it under your wing to be like, no, 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 I now not only need to save them and save others, but how do I try to mimic them? Do I be my own superhero? And I think that would be a really interesting storyline to kind of create, to build up these great superheroes, these great villains, and then all of a sudden whoosh, everything gets twisted.
Yeah, that would be.
And it's the normal people that now have the powers.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't feel like my unique twist, going back to Marvin's super chat here, my twist is that unique. I feel like somehow it's been done before, but what if a superhero, they only had a specific superpower for just 24 hours? Every time they wake up, the clock resets at 6 a.m. or something like that, or at midnight if you want to make it a full day thing. Whatever existing superpower fades and it's a new one, which means that superhero has to completely relearn their superpower as they try to go through the day. And also if they have to face certain monsters, invasions, whatever it may be, it's brand new power. So you have to watch them struggle through it and hopefully like survive. Because they're not, it doesn't always mean that they're bulletproof, invincible. It could just be super speed for one day. The next day they could be a changeling, like they could, you know, change shapes and things like that.
That would be interesting, yeah, to have a team. Either like it's all superheroes that are like that, which would be it's kind of constantly fluxing.
Yes.
Or if it's just like the team that they have of superheroes, and every single day they have to be like, okay, who has what powers? How do we figure out what it is? And how do we can now rearrange our tactics to be a superhero team? And I think that's interesting too. How does your superpower affect who you are?
That would, I mean, I'd be so frustrated. Be like, I just mastered the other one.
Exactly.
Not only 2 hours ago. And now it's this new thing, and you're just kind of like, this is like the dumbest power, but that's all you've got to work with. I can do
sparkles. Great.
It's like, I hope nothing happens today. Hey, kid, it's okay. Don't cry. Don't have a bad day. Fireworks. Yeah.
It's like, yesterday I was bulletproof. Today I can make sparkles.
Or something, you know, something that's like a little bit less, has less gravitas. Somebody earlier in the chat asked me what my drink of choice is today.
Oh,
it's
it's actually really good.
Supposedly it's called, I saw it on TikTok, so I had to try it because I'm a TikTok lurker. It's supposedly called the Moon Drink. You can go to Starbucks and order this, but it's like supposed to be, I don't know the exact amount, so I just do my own. But it's matcha with chai, with a little like vanilla chai, milk of your choice. I use almond milk, and then top with a little bit of like sweet foam. And it's called the Moon Drink. I love the name. I think it's super cute. And they're like, it's supposed to taste like the moon. I'm like, what would the moon taste like? What would you?
Moon would taste like rocks.
Know? It would taste exactly.
It tastes like dirt. Or if you believe it, cheese.
Cheese, yeah. Doesn't taste like cheese. Tastes like matcha and chai. The chai is a little bit more overpowering. So if you do want to make it at home, just add a little. I would suggest it depends on your own palate, but I'm gonna do a little less chai next time, because this time I really went overboard. I was like, more chai, and then I'm like, oh no,
a little too much.
And also, don't drink this at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because it's matcha and chai, so it's like extra caffeine. It's as if you went to Starbucks and ordered their most caffeinated drink, which I believe is a dirty chai, so because it's espresso and chai, so
which is intense.
So like you could, I mean, it's up to you. If you need to stay up, then by all means, go for it.
You start becoming like that one meme of that little girl at a hockey game that has the that has the
The
cotton
shakes?
candy. The cotton
Oh.
candy is like, yeah, I'm caffeinated.
That should be my character and motivation for tonight. Just had too much mooching. Ah! All right, you guys. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, I never pulled the link. So let me just go to Twitch right now and pull that link if you guys want to check it out. Hold on. Dustin, we'll talk to you while I'm doing this.
Oh, I'm going to be talking to you. Well, I'm actually just excited to see you play a game of D&D because most of the time it's us playing together.
Yeah.
But I'll be like in the live stream going like, "Yay, go Wendy!"
Yay! So the show is called Bedlam in Discord. I'm not able to pull this up quickly enough because my battery is dying on my laptop as per usual. No, we're okay. Here we go. I found it.
So if all of a sudden we go, bloop,
you'll know
that's why.
You'll know why. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link to the show in the chat. I'll put it in our Discord too. So
come and watch Wendy and support Wendy.
Out. Yeah, hi Navi.
And tell Wendy that you love her. Because I try to tell her all the time.
Thanks, honey.
Come here, Navi.
Navi wants to say hi before we go.
Wants to say hi too.
So we'll make sure she says hello. Marvin says my superpower would be just to access all the potential that a regular human is capable of. Technically superhuman. It's like that pill, Limitless.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be kind of a little bit more grounded of superpowers kind of thing. Like what would happen if people really did start to develop plausible, like super strength.
Yes.
I think would definitely be one. Someone who's able to move a little bit, someone who's faster.
Super speed. I mean, I would love super speed because I always have so much stuff going on, but not enough time to finish. So imagine if I could expedite my own work.
And I think like super intellect will also be like Limitless.
So cool. Maybe I want that. I don't need to be bulletproof.
Just to be super smart.
I'll just invent things that'll make me, that's wearable.
Yep.
Super, like, that's bulletproof. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. We love chatting with you every Wednesday and every Saturday. Make sure you're tuned in on a Saturday for more topics like today's. And Saturday is also when we talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier spoilers. Yes. So make sure you are tuned in for that. If you haven't already, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot here on YouTube. Check out both of our trailer reactions for The Bad Batch and for Shadow and Bone. And what is it? What are you laughing about?
I want the ability to beat traffic.
Debbie, I co-sign that. I would also.
I am right there.
Both living in New York and LA, like that's what I would want. I'm gonna do like the Bruce Almighty thing, like and then park the cars and then just drive on through. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you. Say bye, Navi. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Navi.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.